Welcome to SVG-TV News for Wednesday, December 20th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The authorities at the Argyle International Airport, the AIA, have made it clear that they are in no way responsible for the delays being experienced by cargo carrier Amerijet to SVG. In a statement issued today on the matter, AIA's Chief Executive Officer Hadley Bourne says the AIA is not responsible for the delays in a carrier's schedule, including Amerijet, which he points out have been experiencing fluctuating arrival times, resulting in delays over the last couple of months. Bourne further notes that as recent as today, December 20th, 2017, AIA facilitated Amerijet's request for an arrival at 12 a.m. midnight, and that despite existing contractual obligations, AIA modified its ground handling shift system in an effort to accommodate the cargo carrier's arrival. However, Amerijet once again cancelled this midnight slot, with no new times for operating being confirmed by carrier to date. The AIA CEO says the AIA is dedicated to satisfying its stakeholders wherever possible and trust that Amerijet will be able to meet the needs of its customers during this extremely busy season, as the AIA has always stood ready to meet all its carriers' needs. Operations at the Argyle International Airport has seen an increase in airlift opportunities for products and produce from SVG to enter regional and international markets. To this end, the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation and Labour has strategically repositioned private sector entities and other community-based organizations which are associated with the fisheries sector to be able to export more fish and fish products. Speaking at a lease agreement signing ceremony on Tuesday, Minister of Fisheries, Saboto Caesar, said opportunities have been sought to have local entities export fish and fish products to the United States of America and Canada.
I am also aware that there are two major investors who are negotiating with the Import Warehouse and Fisheries to make St. Vincent and the Grenadines a very important transshipment point for fish going to the United States of America, where vessels will be landing fish at the Fisheries complex in Kingstown and utilizing the Amerijet to take the fish out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Minister Caesar also made mention of trial shipments carried out by local entities which have proven to be successful.
I am aware that we are shipping live lobster to the United States, and I was advised by the exporters that the entire shipment went well and that the customers are pleased. Some of these lobsters are expected to go from Miami to Hong Kong, and whilst they have started by sense doing trials over the last 2 weeks, major shipments are expected to go out from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of course, within the ambits of the seasons.
Leader of the opposition New Democratic Party, Dr. Godwin Friday, has called on Vincentians in the diaspora to utilize their skills to advance their home country. Speaking at a town hall meeting recently in New York, Dr. Friday said getting remittances and barrels are helpful to those at home. It is also important for Vincentians living overseas to help build SVG in other ways for it to be a leading country in the Caribbean.
And when we do it together, it succeeds for all of us. That is what I would like to see. That is what I want you to recommit yourselves to doing. There's a lot that you can offer, not just the barrels. That's important. Not just the remittances. That's important. Your ideas, your skills, they can help us to develop our country. We must begin to lead in St. Vincent. Don't accept the notion that somehow we're doing the best we can. We're not. There are people who tell us that if it wasn't, you know, things are bad, but if it wasn't for me, it would have been worse. If you believe that, then you can never improve. I believe that things in St. Vincent can be a lot better than they are now.
Dr. Friday said SVG must be transformed and that this can be done under a new Democratic Party administration if Vincentians have the commitment and confidence for the change.
We're a small country. It doesn't take much to turn it around if we get things right. But we have to believe, we have to have a confidence in ourselves to do it. We have to believe that we can do it. And we have to stop thinking of ourselves as somehow always trailing behind the rest of the Caribbean. That somebody's ahead and we follow, accepting the wrong indices and the wrong statistics. We can lead in tourism. We can lead in information technology. I'm talking to a lot of young people. This is an area they want to get into. There are people who are there who can help. And because we're a small country, once you set the right environment, we can do transformative things, not just incremental increases. That is what I want us to think about. We want to transform us in things, not just to inch forward. And I really do believe we can do it. And your commitment will help us to get that done faster.
Environment Health Officer Donette Pierre is encouraging farmers and butchers to ensure that animals which will be slaughtered for human consumption are properly rested as well as inspected by the relevant officers 24 hours before. Pierre gave this advice as she spoke with SVG-TV on steps which must be followed to ensure a high-quality product up for sale on the local market.
Before the inspection is done, butchers must inform the Public Health Department or the EHO for the particular districts, because there are EHOs in all the districts. They must inform them of the place of slaughter and the time of slaughter. And this must be done at least 24 hours before. And this is so because we would like to do an ante-mortem inspection. Not all times we could just come and do the inspection at post-mortem. If we do an ante-mortem inspection, it will be easier for us to see whether or not the animal is sick, because there are diseases that we cannot detect when the animal is slaughtered. So we must detect that before. So that is called an ante-mortem inspection. Within this period also, the butchers will be advised that the animal has to be rested for about 24 hours. 24 to 36 hours ideal. But with this Christmas season and everything going on, we're saying 24 hours at least. If the animals are kept in the mountain areas, we are encouraging you to bring them down to lower areas so that they can be rested, because remember, rested animals yield better meat.
Pierre also highlighted the manner in which meat should be presented for inspection after slaughter.
At inspection, the carcass must be properly hung to facilitate easy inspection by the EHO, and the hanging of the animal also facilitate proper drainage of the excess blood that allows rigor mortis to set in. Now when rigor mortis set in, that means the animal actually gets stiffened. Right. So after inspection, the meat is placed on display for sale. The meat should be covered from the elements and from physical contaminants such as dust and flies, because dust and flies are contaminants that could actually cause the meat to go bad quick. Once the flies, because you know where flies come from, once the flies start hitting the meat can go bad very quickly. So we want you to protect the meat from dust and flies and the other elements like the sun, the rain, and all these things.
Another Environment Health Officer, Junior Dowers, used the opportunity to demonstrate exactly what officers look for during an examination.
And we check the major lymph nodes to ensure that there is no sickness or anything. If the animal has any problem, these major lymph nodes, it will drain to this area indicating. So by checking these, we can know if there is any other additional check we have to do on the carcasses. We check mainly for pathological problems. Check the liver, one of those other organs of the body that filters. If anything is wrong, we'll also identify it showing up in the liver. The lungs, we also check the lungs or any other problem. If it is drained properly, if it is not drained properly, it will be very bloody. You know, that will determine if the animal was slaughtered properly or not. If it wasn't slaughtered properly, then all this would have been red. Blood would have been concentrated in the area. Also check the heart for any cardiovascular problem. Once these major organs are okay, then we normally do also different checks to the head. But once these major organs that have been inspected and all is well, then we can deem the carcass fit for human consumption.
The SVG 9 Mornings Committee continues to examine ways in which to keep the National 9 Mornings festivities alive. That's according to the chairman of the committee, Michael Peters, as he spoke with SVG-TV News earlier today, giving an update on this country's unique Christmas festival and the level of support it has received thus far. Peters said whilst the festival is a difficult one to coordinate, the committee is always examining ways to keep the interest in the festival high, as well as building on the success of previous years.
The tradition itself has been going on for many years, but it has changed from generation to generation. Right now, the festival is at a stage where we hold a number of street, what we call street concerts, and added to that we have introduced community lighting. So we are always looking at ways in which we can build on the success of previous years, the way in which we can keep people's interest, and the way in which we can continue to sell it as a tourist attraction for visitors, and also to attract Vincentians living abroad to come back home for the Christmas season in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have positioned ourselves as having one of the best Christmas celebrations, so we are continually working on maintaining that position. For example, in Kingston this year we have increased the number of sporting events as we try to diversify the activities in Kingston, and they have met with quite a good degree of success. And in the rural areas, they're always looking at adding new things, new traditions, new ideas. So it's an ongoing process.
Peters added that so far, the public has been given exceptional support to the various activities taking place across the country.
The response to the 27 9 Mornings festivities has been quite good. Reports from all of the various communities around the country indicate that the numbers attending, both Vincentians living here and Vincentians coming back home and visitors, have been quite good. Participation and support for the various programs around the country have been quite good. So the SVG 9 Mornings Committee is particularly pleased with the way in which the 27 festivities are going, despite the fact that there have been some challenges with the rain. People are still coming out. Certainly people appreciate being part of the 9 Mornings Festival. Therefore, although the weather may be a challenge, they are still coming out and supporting the activities that are put on this year. So overall, the SVG 9 Mornings Committee is pretty pleased with the way things have been going this year.
Peters took the opportunity to highlight some of the activities Vincentians and visitors alike can enjoy in the coming days.
It really is a joy to see the effort that has been put in terms of lighting up the various communities, the various gardens around the country. So that is something that should interest the general public. And this year, for the first time, we are going to have a 9 Mornings on a Sunday morning, because Sunday morning there is Christmas Eve morning, the 24th falls on a Sunday. And as such, traditionally we do not have 9 Morning street activities on a Sunday. We encourage people to go to church. But this year we want to do something special, and certainly, for example, in Kingston we'll be having a special 9 Mornings called Christmas in the Square. And a number of other communities are also having 9 Mornings activities on Sunday the 24th. So certainly that is something that folks can look forward to in terms of an addition this year and what's to come.
Vying for its 6th consecutive Best 9 Mornings Community title, the Stubbs 9 Mornings Committee is looking to outshine some 40 other 9 Mornings communities with their activities for the 2017 festival. According to patrons, the community, which has already started its 9 Mornings activities, looks like a tough one to beat again this year. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
Stubbs 9 Morning is the baddest thing. Oh, we're here. Stubbs 9 Morning is the baddest thing.
Having launched their activities last Thursday, December 14th, the Stubbs 9 Mornings Committee have since been entertaining dozens of patrons with a number of cultural performances and games, which has proven why the community continues to reign supreme as the best 9 Mornings community in SVG. Speaking with SVG-TV News earlier today, coordinator of the Stubbs 9 Morning Committee, Yolande London, credits their success to the committee's structured program with fun and new activities each year.
We have, for example, we start off with a devotion, and we try to utilize all of the churches within the community. Then we have an exercise segment that is really high energy, high power, and then we have children and adult section. An organization, we do it for to bring the community together and for the love of it. It's a competition, yes, and everybody wants to win, but ultimately we get our satisfaction from actually being able to satisfy our audience.
Highlighting that the committee decided to have an earlier start this year, London said thus far they have seen an overwhelming response from the general public.
And from then on, it was just, total, huge, really large crowds up until this morning. It rained for the past 2 mornings, and that really did not stop persons from coming out. This morning especially, it rained so much, but the crowd was as big as the day before. So it tells us that persons really are looking forward to what we have to offer, and it's up to us now to maintain the standard.
With their eyes set on taking the Best 9 Mornings community for the 7th consecutive year, London thanked her committee members, other partners, as well as the visiting public for their continued support.
Looking forward to it, we're working towards it, but if it does not happen, we are happy that we would have brought to the audience, something that made their day, that made them laugh, and that they're really appreciative and happy with what we brought this year. 3 more mornings remaining, and I can only tell you that things are going to get better and better, and by the 3rd morning it's going to be like the best that you've ever seen. So I would like to just take this opportunity to just invite everybody, come on down to Stubbs. We start at 4, and I guarantee you that you would not regret.
Here's a highlight of just what makes Stubbs 9 Mornings the baddest thing.
We have one of the horse that the guy said don't walk, pin up on the stage. You are going to direct her to the horse, and she has to pin. It's a donkey really. But in Stubbs we call horse donkey horse.
That look like a pig man.
But the idea was a donkey.
Alright,
Joe, that's it. Alright.
Over the other one. Wait.
The music and go. The music and go.
Hold on.
You have to pin it.
Jump in it. Hold on.
The general public, as well as all visitors, are being urged to go out and be a part of the unique Vincentian tradition being held in communities nationwide. Nikita Tony reporting for SVG-TV News.
Christmas came early to the children living in the Rose Place area last Sunday, as they were treated to a Christmas street party complete with an early visit from Santa. Over 50 children from the community between 1 and 16 years old joined in the celebrations and enjoyed an afternoon of fun and surprises. The party was organized by the Cicada Foundation, a charitable group funded by designer and performer Enye Kagbala and Digicel SVG country manager John Davies, with support from Digicel brand ambassador Casper DJ Ice Cold John. Kagbala said the Cicada Foundation was set up as a charity to empower all communities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines and individuals to be at their best and give of their best. And several persons in need, particularly the homeless and elderly, received some much-needed Christmas cheer as the Catholic Soup Kitchen held its annual Christmas luncheon on Tuesday. The event was organized by Janky Glass of the K Group of companies, as well as members of the Catholic Church, with support from volunteers of the Rangers Group. The event also received support from the business community. Bishop Gerard County thanked all those who supported the event. The Upstage experience is making quite a mark on the 2017 Christmas season. Tonight, the Experience cast members will be performing their Christmas hits, old and new, at the 9 Nights event in the Botanical Gardens. The Upstage Experience appeared at 10 community concerts, which commenced on Saturday, the 9th December, at the launch of the Coles Hill 9 Mornings Festival. According to the tent, judging from the performances of cast members so far, Christmas music lovers are in for a real treat in the natural setting in the Botanical Gardens tonight.